Sam, pleasure to see you again here in Barcelona. The last time we met was in Copenhagen.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Nice
you had a
to meet
safe
again.
trip over. I know this has been a busy show for you.
Okay, good. It's good.
Yeah. One of the big themes that we're seeing in Mobile World Congress this year is a focus on operations and autonomous networking level 4. There's been a lot of conversations there. Can you give us a brief perspective on the solution components and the architecture of what you're bringing to market?
We started very, long time ago to do autonomous network solution. Internally, we call it autonomous driving network solution. Basically, we do it in 3 layers, from the architecture point of view. The first layer, we build the capabilities at the network layers. We develop some new component, new protocols, new network elements. These kind of new things will enhance the basis of the whole network, of the whole infrastructure. And based on it, for each scenario, we build new components. We have 2 kinds of components, the copilot and the agent.
Okay.
About this scenario, we know that TM Forum gave a suggestion. We should focus on some high-value scenarios, and they give a recommendation of 20 scenarios.
Okay.
So for each kind of this scenario, we develop agent and develop some copilots. So this is a new component. And based on this, we provide intent API to the app layer and to support the OSS layer. So for our capability, we call it single domain autonomy.
Okay.
And then we provide capability to support the app layer. At that layer, we do collaboration, cross-domain collaboration. So that's the whole picture. And for some specific scenarios, some specific market, we also provide some OSS layer systems to do collaboration.
Okay.
Across different domains. So that's the whole story. The unique thing is bring some new capability at new layer and bring new component at the management layer. That's the whole architecture of our layer level 4 solutions.
Okay. The other thing that we've been seeing in the market is the use of large language models. Obviously, there's a cost element there, but recently DeepSeek came out with a lower cost option in there. What are your views on DeepSeek and sort of where the market's going in terms of large language models?
Okay, DeepSeek is just released.
Yeah.
We can see that DeepSeek is the starting point. Maybe after DeepSeek, there are another DeepSync, deep research, every kind of DeepSeek kind of thing, right, will come out. But DeepSeek brings us very unique message that the large language model now reduce the cost very big.
Mm-hmm.
So before DeepSeek, Huawei we also develop our own foundation model.
Okay.
Pangu model. But now we think to provide better solution to the customer, we can select the best model from the industry if it can be used, right?
Right.
So for our policy, we will use DeepSeek. We select to use it, and also at the same time we suggest our customers also to use it. We think if we all try to use the open sourced model, then we can focus on the service logic. We can try to build a better solution, and the customer can focus on the service procedure to bring more value. So you can see that DeepSeek will be a tool for everyone, right? So we think DeepSeek can accelerate the progress of autonomous network to reach level 4.
Yeah, excellent. One of the other things as I kind of look around in Barcelona at the show, there's a lot of solutions that focus on autonomous networking, and we've talked a little bit about using agents for customer care, for billing, for some of the operations, even planning. What's the unique value proposition that Huawei is bringing into the market as we look at more and more automation being applied in an operator's environment?
Yeah, that question internally we call it why Huawei, right? Why Huawei is always a question we need to answer. Huawei is the biggest ICT infrastructure provider. So we think we have almost all kinds of technology, and at the same time we believe if we want to build something like closed loop, very perfect automation, we need a solid basis. So at this layer, that's our unique responsibility. We develop a lot of new technology to enable, to support the network layer, to enhance, to go smarter, go intelligence.
Okay.
So this is for sure the unique capability we can contribute. And another thing is, globally we have so many customers, and we are engaged deeply with their operations. So we have so many professional service experts. They bring a lot of knowledge, experience, and with this kind of thing, we put them into the models, into the foundation model, and then we improve the model. So this model can be called telecom foundation model, not a common foundation model.
So you're kind of bringing the domain expertise that you have with all the resources in your organization and embedding that into the model to give it.
That's because we have so many use cases, expertise, and carriers.
Yeah.
So this model can be more smarter and know-how about the telecom industry.
Yeah.
So I think these two things can be help us to accelerate to reach level 4, to provide level 4 kind of a solution to our customer.
Yeah.
So that's our unique value.
Yeah.
Also, I read some research reports from industry, and also read one of yours. You talked about the agent, especially the agent in telecom industry. So I want to know, from your point of view, the agent, the new component, is it possible to make a segment of the market? It can be sold to the customer independently, or it's just some imagination? I want to listen to some.
Yeah. So the report that you're referencing, it was Agentic AI in telecom, and we've done some preliminary forecasting. And if you look out to 2030, we think that communication service providers can impact as much as $60 billion in OpEx, which is pretty substantial. And as you laid out, Sam, I mean, there's going to be different use cases. So what we see in the market is, in terms of what's coming in the market, is the ability to have a platform. So if the operator chooses to build their own agentic AI capabilities, they have the option to do that. Or if they want to source directly from Huawei specific agents, whether those agents be focused on anomaly detection, or in the area of service management, or churn prevention. Those are all specific functions that are in the operator that allow them to do that much more efficiently. And I think as that gets applied in the marketplace and we move from proof of concept into commercial deployment, that's where I think you'll see the impact on the OpEx for a lot of operators around the world, many of which you're working with.
Also, I met a lot of customers. Almost every customer, they excited about the agent and the copilot to enable their autonomy. So I think maybe in the future, the agent could be a segment of market between the carriers and the vendors.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a lot of the things that you talked about, where you have domain expertise with a lot of the experts on your staff, and they move that into the model, I think the same thing will happen with agentic AI, where you see a knowledge transfer, but then a lot of the mundane tasks get removed, and it gives operators the ability to actually use their resources in other areas of the business.
Yeah, okay. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, let's make it happen. Thanks again, Sam.
Thank you.